Hey, happy. How's it going? How are you guys doing? Oh, you are. Yeah, I noticed some that we need to move and some that we can fix up. Some of the Yeah, I know. Of course. Yeah, I noticed you got a house up here that's sitting on just dirt. Okay, how do you get up to this one? Are you are, well, let me at least start working on some stuff here. Uh, I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, okay, well, what do we do? I'm going to probably do a little station work here. I'm going to actually, well, no, I haven't figured out stuff, but I'm working on it, should we say. I'm just going to start working. I'm going to start working on building a station siding so that way we have something to deal with. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, I know. I saw we're trying to figure out the interlocking so we can do that in the yard, but I'm trying to also figure out how we could do that also in the other one too. So I'm just thinking, I'm just thinking outside the box here. Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Let's see. Stone. So, yeah. Well, I'm gonna help you try and work. I'm gonna try and help you on this town here, this town angle, because yeah, I know, but I'm gonna help Scotty with this angle. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just trying to figure out. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, take a look at Corrales. Do a search of videos by Corrales that deal with Minecraft, the Minecraft starter houses or houses Corrales, and you can see how he does some of his. Well, like I said, yeah. Well, I'm just like I said, I'm working on this stuff so I can get this started, so I can do something here. Because once I get this started, then it's like, okay, what do we do here? Okay, then we go. Yeah.
I haven't figured out where to put that one yet. I'm still
Well,
thinking
well,
that there's
I'll,
still
I'll,
another.
I'll help you.
There's,
I'll help you organize the town. Okay, a bit.
I was thinking of because there's kind of like this big nub. There's another pub here,
Yeah,
so I guess we could find another place for the pub, if another place to put the
yeah.
other
Well,
pub here.
like I said, we'll figure it out as we go along here, Scotty. Let me just get this started on the stuff here because, like I said, I'm trying to get this station sighting set up. I know how to do this, so at least I've got an idea how we're going to do this with the station. So,
Yep.
okay, so.
I haven't worked on this side of the town yet. I mean I have worked on this side of town. I just haven't built any houses on this side of the town yet.
Well, I'm going to be helping you move and organize this town a little bit better and get it organized with city streets and everything. Because I'm gonna, like I said, I'll give you a hand here, and then we can work on that. Okay, let's see there, and then there,
One little
there.
spot that I missed last night because I was so tired, and the
Yeah.
way they had the stupid fire alarm testing, and they had the
Uh,
fire alarm ringing all friggin' day. Oh God, I hate that.
yeah, I know that feeling. Today I had to, today, let's see, I had to go to group. I then got done with group, and then let's see, what do I have? Then of course, after group, I had to see a psychiatrist. I'm trying to get my sleep patterns in schedule a bit, but I'm getting about 5 hours, 6 hours a night on average, and I'm trying to get some sort of sleep pattern going here. But tomorrow, I got my therapist coming over in the morning, and then I got one of the other guys coming over in the afternoon or whenever, and he'll
Oh,
be
a
doing,
therapist comes to your house?
yeah,
I didn't know they did that. Here they
yeah.
rarely do that.
Well, Dave does. I know that. He'll come to your place if he has to. If it's nice, like tomorrow's going to be hot, we're going to be staying in. We're going to have the door open. We're going to be staying in. But I'm having the door staying in because of the fact. Now, let's see. Where do we want to put this station? I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere in
Come
here.
over here, see what we're doing. We're here.
Yeah, well, this is where I'm putting the station here. This is the station siding, so you can keep the main line clear. But we're going to have to figure out the signaling aspect of this whole thing because, like I said, Happy and I are going to have to troubleshoot
Yeah,
this.
yeah, this is a good spot here, right in sort of the middle of the two towns.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do is I want to start building a road system from the station around the station here. So let me just get some concrete here. I'm just getting some stuff. I know how to do the concrete here, so we're
Yeah,
gonna.
you and your beautiful stations, because you always make them look nice.
I always do for some reason. Now the thing is they can't be bigger than the siding. So this is how big we're working on. So I'm thinking, here's our station. Let's see. So let's see. We got this here. I'm figuring it's going to be no more than about 16 blocks long. No more
You
than.
know what the sad commentary is? Here you are with all this knowledge and how to build beautiful things, yet nobody would give you the light of day to build things because you think it's an invisibility.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's
It's
basically
very
it.
sad.
Yeah, let's count off the
Yeah.
squares here. One, two, three,
Thank God
four,
for Minecraft.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. So half of 53 is what? Half of 53 is 53 divided by 2 is 26. So 27 actually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So there's the center line of the station right there. So there's the center line of the station. We'll just mark it here as such. So we'll mark it as such. So let's get some brick out first. Um, Brick. Do I want to use brick? This is more of a mountain station, so therefore it's going to be wood, basically, mostly wood. So let me go ahead and do wood plank. Okay, so wood plank. We'll just put a block here just as a temporary marker. Then we're going to count off 16 from either side, so that'll be 8 on each side, or 17 total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 and 8. Okay, and then we want to go deep. How far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we go this way. And we go this way and then down this way. There we go. There's our station location right there, laid out roughly. Now, let's see. We also want to put this here like so. So we're going to knock this out along the length here. Okay, and this here, and then right along here. Yeah, nobody wants to give me a job as an architect, so well, what the hell, you know? And this was a good way to do architect work. Okay, now let's see here. Let's use concrete. Concrete here. Okay. Actually, we may move this back a little bit on this. So let me just get the concrete laid in first. So here's our concrete. There's our concrete for our station here.
Yeah.
Because I've got an idea for this. I use this on a desert station, but it can be used on a mountain station too. So here's our station stop, should we say? Okay, so there's that, right? Then let's see here. Okay, let's see. We want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll move it back one. So what we'll do, we'll move this back one. We'll make it actually move it back two. So we'll go this way.
Definitely want you to make your beautiful set a nice church.
Oh, don't worry, it'll come. It'll come once we start figuring out where to put everything. Then this, and we go. Let's see, we're going to use brick, except in the corners. So we're going to use regular brick here, regular station brick as we call it. And let's see. Okay, we want to leave that corner there. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We'll leave that there, and then we'll go here. And then like that. And this. Actually, what we'll do is we'll do this for like that. I always start off with a concrete slab starting, so that way I can visualize this, because when I visualize this, so let me get some concrete out. Yeah, start it off with a concrete slab block of concrete, and then start it off here.
I discovered something today. Well, me
What?
and Andy did.
What?
I was drinking Dr. Pepper. You know Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, Dr. Poopers, as some guys joke about.
Yeah. Well, I was drinking that, and it helped with my cough.
Huh. Maybe there's something in the soda that does that, you know?
Yeah. It was good that it got rid of it.
Maybe
You
there's
know.
something in the
Blue
maybe. Yeah,
water.
you don't. Yeah, yeah. So drink Dr. Pooper.
New cough syrup, Dr. Pooper.
Dr. Pooper. Yeah, Dr. Pooper's cough syrup.
Relabel it, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pooper.
Dr. Pooper. Yes. Well, some people said there was prune juice always in Dr. Pepper, but I wonder about that. It's just maybe a different type of flavoring compared to the rest of the stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna
I
go.
like the flavor.
Anyway, as you can see, I'm going to be building the station. Then I'm going to be building around it the roads that build up the thing. We're going to build, if we got enough space in the back there, we're going to build the hotel right across from the rail station.
Yeah.
That way, it makes life easier for passengers coming off this place.
Yeah. And I'll get you to help me later on where I'm gonna I have to decide where I'm gonna make a campground, and I would like to make a little, just a really small wait station point that people can get off to take the train there.
Yeah. Well, that's something we could do.
Later on, after I build the campground, mind you.
What about Subway Town? What are we going to do with that one? Just leave it as is?
I'd like to leave the subway town. Well, we can change some of the upper stuff in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
But
I,
I do want to leave it. I do want to leave the station submerged because
yeah.
I think that's kind of neat. Something
Though I think what we could do is we could close the rails in a little bit. And that's what I'm thinking. If we could close the rail line together a little bit closer, that would probably look a little bit better. I mean, that's just my thought about it. That's just my thought about it. But that's just my thought. But okay, where am I? Boop, boop, boop.
I just saw a place I forgot. I was so tired today. I forgot to terraform this. So
Don't worry, take your time. In fact, I'm going to put some music on if that's okay with you guys.
no,
Is
it's
that
not
okay?
allowed.
I
Yeah,
won't
of
keep it
course,
loud. I
Dad.
won't put it loud, but
Okay.
let's put it this way. I like
No,
I like putting some music on.
I got my green on. Oh, your stream on.
Oh, okay. No, then I won't. Okay, but it's just a
I
thought.
have to take my box
Okay, well
down.
that's okay. I mean, if you got
I
your stream
can't
on,
copyright.
yeah,
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 you get
yeah,
copyright on
yeah. That's true. That's true. Considering it's Undertale, they Sans visited the Pope. Also, they were talking about a thing that they had. They were talking about a show that is a show which is on the internet, which is called "Hug Me, uh, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" or something like that. And it's a really weird thing because it's like a jab at children's programming and advertising and all this stuff. Okay, but they've only done 6 episodes, and they were going to do. People were saying, "Oh, you should make this more commercial." No, the creators said, "No, we don't want to do this," and so that's what they did. So they kickstarted the whole thing, and that's the irony of this whole thing. But yeah, we'll start with the station tonight, and then we'll go from there to the hotel next. Well, like I said, we'll build the main street, should we say, of the town. So let's see here. What do we want to do here? Okay. Well, first of all, um, we want to lay out our brick because this is our brick foundation, BRICK. Okay, we want a brick foundation, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave the corners. I'm going to show you how this is done. We're going to leave the corners. We're going to leave the corners open like so. So, like so, and then we're
Yeah,
going.
after when you finish that, I want you to go check out my latest construction. I kind of did something to the floor to make it look interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Inside of it,
Inside of what?
inside of the house I built.
Okay. Well, give me a
You can go look
moment.
at it later. I mean, not. I'm not telling you to go
Yeah.
look at it now.
Yeah.
Later,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
I
right now you're
understand that.
busy. You're busy.
I'm busy building. I'm busy building a rail station, and that's what I'm saying. First, I'm starting off with
Priority
the.
construction is in progress.
Yeah, construction is in progress. Okay, then we go with. Then we're going to go with an interesting bit of wood. Wood that I like, and this is why I like it because it makes it very, very rustic. And of course, it makes it very rustic. But I'm going to go up one. Oops. Going to go up here one, two, and then we go over here. This is chestnut I'm using, by the way, because chestnut looks really good on houses and buildings like this. This is why I use chestnut a lot. Okay. Now we've got 17, we got 9. Okay. Okay, now I'm trying to think here how we're going to do this because, like I said, now the flooring. What type of flooring do you want this place to have? Any particular? I think walnut would look good.
Yeah,
Walnut would
Walmart. I
just
think Walmart's a good
good.
standard wood
Yeah,
that looks nice.
it's a good floor texture, should we say? And that's why I'm saying, I'm just looking at this. This is walnut here. I'll just start with this. This is nice and healthy, as they say, walnut. So we'll go here, and then we'll go here with this. We'll just go across the floor here. And if we make any changes, we will. But right now, this is the basic form we're starting with. Do, 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 do. Oh, God, Megalovania, you got in my head. Get out of my head, people. do a search for Undertale Megalovania, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The song is so freaking catchy. Also, we may have to do chicken core updates on solo single player too, because of the fact that Happy is I'm having lag issues on a solo player side of the equation. So that's
Oh,
what. Yeah. So I'm just saying that's later though. Um, but I'm just okay. I'm just starting off with this. Now we've found the middle of the station is 9N. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 16. We should make this 17. Actually, one more out. And that way we'll have it out this way. Knock these two out. Knock this down. There we go. And then we'll lay in the concrete here, because that'll give us 9, and that's what I want. Is I want an uneven number.
I wish they had phone craft in here. That'd be kind of
Phone
cool.
craft, yeah, wire up phones and everything. Well, there are many different crafts out there, right? We'll get this. One of them I think is perhaps one of the most disgusting ones of the bunch. Poo craft.
Wow.
Poo craft. Yeah, you heard me right. Poo craft, people. Yeah,
Lovely.
where you build a toilet, and then of course you take a dump in it, and then you craft all this stuff with the poo. It's like no. Okay. Anyway, let me just go ahead and finish this in. Okay. Poo craft. Yeah. Speaking of poo
I
craft, I might
guess
have.
in when you do a psychological report and they ask you if you're doing poo craft and they ask you do you play with your feces, unfortunately in that you'll have to
Yeah.
say yes.
Yeah, you would have to. Um, okay, but let's see. Chestnut. Chestnut or walnut would be both
It's
good.
virtual poo, but it's still poo.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Let's see here. Where's the chestnut
Do
wood?
you play
Here it
with
is.
your poo? Um, my virtual poo.
Yeah, virtual poo is fine. I mean, okay, okay. Now, oops. Let me just go ahead. There we go. Now we got this started. Now, what we need to do here is we're going to put one block in of wood. I'm going to make this out of wood. Let's see, chestnut. And we're going to do chestnut as the wood here, chestnut in question. Either chestnut or larch, either one. Since this is forest town, actually spruce would be because the normal indigenous stuff is spruce around us here, so we might as well use spruce. Spruce wood, as Corrales would say, spruce wood. Okay, then we go here, skip 2, 1, then we go 1. Oops, we go 1, skip 2, 1, and then we go across here. Okay, oops. Okay, like so. So there's our doors for to take us to the trains. And then here we go here, and we go across here like so. Oops. Here like so, and then here like so. So we got 3 sides of this station ready to go. We just got to then figure out the front end of the station here, which is the street side of the station. Okay, let's see here. See here with this 9. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's the center line of the station right there. Um, hmm, 9. Okay, well we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to figure out where to put the other door. And that other door's got to be too wide, so it's going to be slightly off center. I'm thinking the door is going to go here and here. Well, that's one door. We'll make it too wide. There we go. It's a little bit off center, but when you're dealing with unevens, it's always going to be off center. So,
Yeah,
and actually, what I'm planning on doing
the thing to
here,
make it look, just make it look the best you can. That's all you can
that's
do.
all you. That's all you can do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's all you can do is that. So, yeah. let's see here. Yeah, this archer is looking at this place like, okay, so okay, we put that, and then we'll go ahead here and
Better watch him. He's checking your work.
yeah, he is. I mean, seriously, he is. Okay, so there's that. So yeah, it's pretty close to the center. Now, next up, we're going to get some spruce again, but this time it's the logs. Because watch what I'm going to do with these logs now. Logs. I'm going to get logs. It's log. It's log. It's big. It's heavy. It's wood. Okay, yeah. Okay, now we're going to take these side parts out and lay it down like so, because we're going to make it, like I said, rustic looking. And we're going to make this side rustic, like so. And then here we're going to keep one in on this side, but we're going to do it like that. Okay. And then do it on this side like this. There's that. And then in the middle here, we're gonna leave the edges like that, but then in the middle here, we're gonna do this and then do this. Like, oops. There we go. Now that's the start of our train station. This is the first floor, should we say? Okay. And in fact, what we can do here to make it more rustic looking, take down two, and then go up here like two. Oops, nope. There we go. And then we can put the doors in like so. And since we got a lot of doors, we could use spruce doors if we wanted to, but it would be too mundane. I think we need a lighter door. Um, Birch would be good. I think birch would be a good door to use. Or we have those sliding doors, right? Sliding doors, DOR. Let's see, what ones could we use here? How about a Soji door? Let's see if that works. Yeah. Okay, but we need to recess that. So we're going to put them in like so and so. There we go. That works. Soji doors. How's that? Nice looking doors. Now on this side, being at the train side,
Do you want a bowl of ice cream, or do you want to have a what do you call it? A ice cream sandwich. A bowl.
I want a
Right?
Klondike bar. I
You just want.
want a Klondike bar. I want a Klondike bar myself. I'd love a Klondike bar right about now. Okay, chestnut. There's chestnut, 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 and chestnut. Now, okay, so we've done that. Okay, now we want to do chestnut and chestnut. 6, 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2. Okay, sort of like that. Yeah, and it's perfect in line with the door there. So we got that done. And we want to make it too high. Then we'll raise this up one. Raise this up one. Raise this. Oops, that's spruce. Raise that up one. Put this there. This there.
Are you kind of having that?
And now I'm not having lag at all right
No?
now.
Okay, it's working fine.
Okay, spruce there.
Little bit, but keep you at the back. Oh wow. because you're doing too much.
Yeah, that's probably why you're doing too much. If you're doing too much, you're doing too much.
Not really like the map. It's cutting the cloud.
Okay.
Well, because you have two
Now
people playing on your
here we're
computer.
going to put.
Yeah. Plus you're streaming
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
live
here we're going to use regular
with
doors,
sound and video
Yeah.
alder wood doors here,
and Skype.
and Skype. Yeah, you're using too much resources.
But we're gonna actually put the we're gonna once I can figure out getting that other computer up and running again, then we're
Yeah,
gonna be putting the server back on that one.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
once we get that, let's see.
This is the 4-core system. I think I might have to buy more RAM though.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we
Mhm.
do, get some spruce wood.
I think it's at its max though.
Huh? It wasn't all working good. I mean,
Okay, and then here we put in. See, we want to put in.
it got cold.
Yeah. It's cold. Very, very impressed with our internet.
Yeah, I know. Up one.
No problem.
Wait, up one.
Yep.
Well, this is coming along pretty nice.
That's good. I'll be over there to look at it shortly. I just
Back in bed. Uh-huh. Back up. On there. Yeah.
I'm just right now fixing that area up there, as you can see.
Up two, two, up one, and across. Okay, well, that's that, that's that, that's that. That's good. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and we'll finish this up. And do it like so. And then we'll do the same over here. And we'll do the same over here. Work on the front here in a moment once we get the sides done. And here we want to do.
Laugh me and that going.
I'm screwing you.
Huh?
Boy, if that's cold.
You're warm.
Yeah, I'm
It would not be that cold. Mm-hmm.
Oops, didn't want
It
to
was
do that.
sort of warm out
But there.
today. It was like 30,
Agreed.
33 today, which is not as hot. It's a lot hotter over there, but
All of a sudden, that's about 92, 93 degrees. But yeah, I'm working on the railroad here. Okay, spruce wood planks. The cat came back. Okay, there's that. And
you gotta
then what we need here is the front.
Oh, on your foot.
on what? The spoon?
Yeah.
What about it?
It cold you.
Okay.
Mm.
Maybe you think there's a bug or something.
No.
Maybe last bite. Now I can eat mine.
And one from the edge there. So we go in, there, up two, over two, like so. And then we go ahead with.
That was local. I can bring for you.
Yeah, this is a rather unique visualization here. Okay, then we got chestnut again.
Pickle, 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 pickle.
Mm, I get that dot that dark
Okay, and then what do we do want to do in terms of wood?
Yeah,
Let's see
maybe
what
I
we
will go buy some Dr. Pepper.
yeah.
Dr. Pooper.
It's
Dr.
amazing. It
Pooper.
really helped. I don't know why. What was in it that did that?
I go can dark you're like that but I don't think they work on you that. No?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, this should be down one. This should be down one. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Down one. Down one. Here we go. That's what I wanted right here.
Some people cannot believe how long it takes from flip room to art at 3 minutes. It 3 minutes long to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 'cause it
Okay.
does take time. I know. Um, cool. And
Then we're gonna.
cool. And we could end up
Yep.
not to cut without a fall on the cut. Not hard.
Yep.
Where I cut a cut low. Low.
Yep.
Have people
Okay. Now we've done
I
that.
think they're not listening to me.
Huh. How about some of this stuff? Let's go with that. Boom,
How you
boom,
could be
boom, boom, boom.
la ha.
Okay. And then here we go. Boom.
I have caught my window because of people.
This one's starting to look pretty interesting.
Okay,
Yep.
Okay. And then here we go. Boom.
hot out. There you go. That was a the cat makes my screen, making my you, making my teeth cover, making my that, for that,
Yeah, let's see
for
here.
that, for this, put everything and when else is mine, cat window, food, where are you? At that, no one is not.
6, 7, 8.
Other cat,
3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6.
here,
1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2, 6.
here, here, with cat,
Yeah, let's see here.
on this one, that open up the button, cut out cat, finger, mark one, and cut out. Okay. Occupying put like a bean top
Okay,
up.
almost done here.
Or can I tap top up?
Almost done with the station here.
Oh,
Okay, okay. Let me just get some pine, which we did have. We'll go ahead and finish this roof off.
there's no update in EU.
I figured as much because this is their summer vacation and they don't want anything. They don't want any distractions from their beer drinking or their whatever drinking or whatever they do during summer vacation. They go see Wally World. I don't know. For all I care, I don't care. I don't care if they have an update ever again. It's like okay, yes, we're outlawing Russia. We began bombing in 5 minutes. We're outlawing Sweden. We began bombing in 5 minutes here.
That
Do like Ronald Reagan did.
I
Yeah.
don't get
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny that two companies that are from Sweden. One is a $2.6 billion juggernaut that has over 100 million players. The other one is a flop, and it's a real cash economy. And people just are like, "Oh, I'm in it for the greed." What the hell? That's the thing about
yeah,
Entropia Universe and Minecraft. They're both made by Swedish companies. That's the truth. They are both made by Swedish companies. They are both, they are both made in different parts of Sweden. But the difference is one is very popular, the other isn't. Why? The answer is quite simple. It's because one had a bit better coordination and you know stuff like that.
yeah,
Whereas the other one is like, okay, well, we don't give a damn about what we do as long as we make money off of it. That's basically it. But they're not making money the right way. I mean, if they had done it like
they can
like
go home, but
yeah, they're doing it the wrong way. And if they had done it the right way, then that's something that would have been done. I mean, that's really. I mean, I look at this and I'm saying, why is this game so popular? Why do we have 100 million players or people who've purchased the game, 100 million
yeah,
copies of this stuff? How is it that this company, who's now been bought out by Microsoft, but is still running under Microsoft, because when the person who sold that out basically told them, look, you're not going to tamper with it. You're not going to fire my people and do this. Yeah. The thing is what makes this so interesting is the fact that, like I said, what makes it so interesting is the fact that this game doesn't even use the same programming language as the other one does, and that's the
yeah,
irony of this whole thing because the other one the other one uses C++. This uses Java. What makes of course Java's got some flaws, insecurities, and that's why people can hack it. Whereas with C++, it's very hard to hack, but it still can be hacked. That's the problem. So,
Anything and everything is hackable. If
yeah.
someone wants it, they'll get it.
Oh yeah, they will. They will.
yeah, yeah. You can you code like keep up. You
Yeah,
can do that.
yeah. The thing I'm saying though is this. Here's two gaming companies. One is affluent and well known because of the fact that it sold 100 million copies, and the other one is not because of the fact that it just turns out
Because
crap.
it's not advertising.
Yeah, that's the key thing is advertising in today's world is basically this is basically what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
I
use
don't
price.
blame you,
Uh,
Ben. At all.
yeah, I this is why do you think I'm in this game tonight rather than instead of EU? The answer is quite simple. It's not that the other game doesn't appeal to me. It does, but the point of the matter is now I need Scotty's opinion on this, but um, I'm just thinking, what could we do in terms of this? But to give you an idea here, um, the whole nine yards of this is, why is it that this game's so popular and addicting too at that? I mean, come on. We spend what, Scotty, up until the wee hours of the morning
Yeah.
doing stuff like this? I mean, this is what makes gaming the way it is. This is what gaming should be. I think clear glass looks better though. I think clear glass looks better. I don't think the stained glass looks really, really great, but that's white and it doesn't look that great. But there's white stained glass. There's
Yeah, I do agree with you.
I
That,
mean I mean I mean seriously, what makes this game so popular? The thing is its creativity. The thing is its
Yeah.
ability to be modified and changed. It's the ability. I mean, why are
I
independent?
think its biggest popularity is that you pay once and then you get everything else for free.
Yeah, and you can, and the mods are
I
free.
mean,
I mean,
granted, you don't make money on the game, but you know what? We make money. We make money. Our money is fun.
yeah, and that's the thing is
oh,
yeah.
um,
I'm not saying every game is bad and every game is good. I mean,
no,
some indie games are good, some indie games are bad. Hang on a second.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah,
Bless you. Okay.
I got allergies tonight. But anyway, getting back to what I was going to say here
Yeah.
is this is this what makes one game like Minecraft popular and the other one like Entropia Universe not popular? Well, I think it's a bit of not only advertising, but it's also customer support. It's also the fact that you've got a wide community that's
Yeah.
supporting it. And that's really what I'm looking at is this thing about, is this thing about is about this thing about the whole ability of it's about this whole ability of being able to do stuff. Now
Yeah.
let me go ahead and get some lighting in here, and I'm going to
why?
use,
And
yeah, but
EU is not very, um,
well, the reason why it's not popular is because of the fact that a lot of, like you said, part of it's advertising issues.
yeah,
And I think a lot of it, oops, let me move up a little closer. There we go. Skip one.
Lack of having.
Yeah, I think it's a
Lack.
lack. It's not only lack of advertisement, it's lack of
no,
just,
no, not, but they'll lock in it, be able to make that.
well, yeah, and that's what I'm just saying. I mean, it's just the fact that, well, we could use here at the top. Why not we use,
I
hmm,
don't know. One thing Entropia could do if they want to make themselves more popular, make their ships and everything else a lot cheaper to get.
well, yeah, not only that, but also not only make it cheaper, but also the fact that not only make it cheaper, but make a variety. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Do you know that the motherships are based off of another another ship, and this could land them really theoretically in copyright trouble. You talk about we can't use any copyrighted material in streaming, but let's see here. But the
Yeah,
end result is this. Do you know they are using copyrighted material? I bet you didn't know that.
no,
Yeah, it's copyrighted material by a different company. You've heard of Mass Effect, right?
what effect
You've heard of Mass Effect, right?
Yeah.
I have at this.
Okay, well, take a look. If you've got Mass Effect 1, take a look at the mothership, the one that Commander Shepard is on in the first game. That is actually in EU as well. Yeah, you
Oh,
heard me right. Yeah. I mean, in fact, this was pointed out to me by a player by the name of Zionic Insanity. You remember Zionic? He was a game designer. He wanted to become a game designer. So the end result was this. He basically he pointed this out to me. I
Yeah,
looked,
I
and
do.
sure enough, there's only one or two changes, but otherwise, if this would be a dead-on copy, and that's what I'm saying. It's a dead-on copy of,
Yeah, because they copied um
yeah,
not the fact that I
yeah,
had broken not the fact
and that's what I'm saying.
two
They
and
could,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. Is this whole thing is that they need to start being a little more creative. I'm sorry, Walt Disney was creative back in the day, and I mean we're talking here up to the 1960s, middle of the 60s here, and that's what I'm just saying because of the
Yeah.
fact that back in the 60s, everything was very very lucrative. Of course, Disney's got its own dirty little secrets, but that's besides the point. The
Okay, no.
the point that I'm saying here though is this is let's see here, we want one, two, three, four. Yeah, we want four, so we'll go over this way. Go over this way.
Okay.
I'm just finishing this up here. Just bear with me. I'm just like I said, I'm finishing this up. But
Finish
the
up what
point,
one?
yeah, I'm finishing up the flooring here a little bit. I'm doing a little bit of tweaking,
Okay.
as they say. I'm doing a bit of tweaking here. So, we're doing a bit of tweaking. Okay, that's good. We can always tweak this a little bit later. But no, the thing is that Walt Disney was creative in his own right back in the day, and now of course the company is just a multi-million dollar mega corporation, and that's the problem. Is that
Real
see that's
problem.
that's the problem is that because of this, um, uh, you know we're talking here, something that um, is rather unique because of the fact that here we have a company that could have had um, you know that could have been a multi-billion-dollar corporation without the problems that they have right now. And that's the
Yeah.
problem, that's their problem, is that they have focused too much on money and not enough on the personal well-being of the actual.
The problem is
Yeah,
company today.
yeah, companies today are all about money. It's not about stuff like, can we turn
No,
out a quality, can we turn out a
it's
quality
definitely not about
piece.
quality. It's about quantity.
Yeah,
For
it's
the heart.
about quantity and money. That's basically it. Number one and two, just like that. One and two is money, 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 and the other part of it is, of course, quantity. How much can we mass produce and stuff like that, or how many people can we draw in? I mean, come on, let's just be
Yeah.
honest here. I'm getting
I
this
don't
done.
complain about
I mean, seriously, guys. I mean, seriously. The whole 9 yards of this whole thing basically boils down to the fact that this whole thing boils down to the fact that a lot of games today, or a lot of companies like
it.
even Electronic Arts, they just only focus on the dollars. They don't focus on the other stuff. But that's what I'm just saying. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? Oh yeah, we want to use Blossom Wood. Blossom, Blosso. And there we go. We'll get some blossom. And we're actually going to do this. We're actually going to take this out in the middle here. I'm going to do this. Take that out. And that's a little bit better. Hmm, just knocking some stuff out here. Um, just
Yeah, no, no,
I mean, seriously, today's money grubbing issues are basically because of this, and that's the sad commentary. Because, like I said, people today are focused too much on money and not enough on entertainment or fun value. and that's what it is. See, back in the day, like I said, Walt Disney had his own dirty little secrets, but the point of the matter is this, we're talking here, we're talking here, you know, we're talking here something that looks a little bit better. I think that'll do. Um, let's see, what could we do for the middle wood here? I think I know what we'll do. We'll do walnut. We'll do some walnut in the middle. But what I'm saying here, guys, is this: is that a lot of the issues that are dealing with today's multi mega $1 million companies like Microsoft, Walt Disney Company, et cetera, is that these companies have lost their personalities, should we say. And what I mean by lost their personalities is what I just said. They just are soulless, mindless drones. Sad to say, but true. You know,
Yep.
and that's what I'm saying is they become mindless, soulless drones, and that's the reality of what we're dealing with here. Okay, now we want to move this up like so. So this is poplar right here, and then of course we got walnut here. So we're going to move this up. Let's see, 2. So we're going to take this out for 2, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, they become mindless, soulless, greedy bastards, and that's the problem. Is that if you get to this greediness problem, you've lost all your humanity, literally. I mean, sad but true.
I know.
It's a
Sad.
sad but true thing. I see. If I were to go back in and let's say I were to develop a game, just humor me on this. But let's say I was going to develop a game. Okay, I would get it that one, I'd have good customer support, such as what should be done. There should be also, a form base so that players could put their input in and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying that this could be, a lot of what could be. But
Yeah.
what it is that a lot of players don't do this because, or a lot of companies don't do this because they don't care about their players. They just are in it for the money, and that's the reality of what we're dealing going on here. So yeah. So really, we're talking here something that really uh, doesn't make sense. When you've got players or people who are just are this way. Let's see. Do I want to do that? Yeah. Hang on a second. Let's see. Let me just get some poplar. Poplar. Actually, no. I don't want that. Let's do. Yeah. I'm just right now. I'm doing stuff like right now. See, I'm being creative. Everybody has an ability to be creative,
Yeah.
and that's the point of the matter here
Yeah.
is the ability to being creative and being the ability to do stuff, and
Yeah.
that's what we need to do. I think a lot of people have lost the creativity. I mean, look at TV shows today. TV shows have no creativity whatsoever, and that's what I'm just saying. They just have no um, creativity whatsoever. Now, me, I've got creativity. I'm willing to do stuff, that is pretty decent. I mean, this is what makes me, in terms of this. Now, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, the whole 9 yards of this thing boils down to um, is basically this. Is basically this. Is can people be creative? Absolutely. Can people
Mhm.
can people make something worthwhile? Absolutely. Again,
Yeah.
but the problem that we have today is that
Mango.
is it's all money. It's all the greed, and I really think that really needs to stop. I think if it once player, game companies like Blizzard, why are they making money hand over foot with World of Warcraft? The game engine is so far out of date, it's not funny. And that's what I'm just saying here. So
Ridiculous. You spend money in that game, you can't even, you don't get anything out of it, really.
exactly, and that's the point. See, Mind Art could do the same thing with something like that. And actually, let me just go ahead and put in some tables. Let's go ahead and put in some
Yeah.
let's see, tables. Table. Let's see, is there a light colored one? Yeah, let's go ahead and put in some tables here. Okay, and some there,
They
and one
do
there.
have a night going.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, that's basically okay. We wanted to actually take that out. Okay, there,
You
and
know, they do have a night
Who
going.
does? World of Warcraft?
What?
World of Warcraft?
No. Not like World of Warcraft.
well, the interior is almost done. So I'm just doing I'm just doing the exterior soon enough here.
Yeah.
But the thing is that World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, and all these other games that are very very popular are based on the fact that they are supportive of their players. Okay, and I mean really, they're supportive of their players. Uh,
It doesn't matter if you're old and good. You know, they have a good player.
they have a good player base. That's exactly right, and that's what I'm just saying. That's the whole 9 yards of this whole thing, because what it boils down to is basically this:
Yeah.
is that the player base is what determines, you know, what works, what doesn't. And that's
Yeah.
and it's also the player base that needs to tell people, oh, by the way, this works, this doesn't. And the play and the other part of it um is that the gaming company should be able to listen. And I think that's the key thing. What kills a lot of gaming is the fact that gaming that gaming companies do not listen to their players. And I think if they did, then they would go like, oh wow, we need to do this, we need to change this up. I think if MindArc did that, I think their player base would improve and enlarge, because if they took the time to care. But remember, you're dealing with a company that's so small that like I said, if I everybody has their dream. Their dream is basically this: if I could take control of MindArc, or if I could take control of any game company, what would I do to change it? What would I do to change this thing? And that's the reality, is
Yeah.
that would you make it better? Would you make it worse? We don't know. And that's what I'm just saying. So, I'm just saying the fact that players may have some business economics in them. They may not. That would be a good one to do on a topic for tomorrow's thing when I get done, called which I call tomorrow Hump Day. Tomorrow's Hump Day. So tomorrow's basically, we're just looking at this, and we're just going
Yeah.
like, okay, you
I
know,
could be happy with you.
tomorrow's Wednesday, the middle of the week. But I wouldn't mind getting some input from you guys on this, because, like I said, I think a lot of players are missing the boat on, this isn't all about money. It's about entertainment value, and
No, I don't go about money.
yeah, I don't really care about money that much either. And that's the whole point. Now, let's see here.
On
Uh,
the other hand, like,
I mean, no, I like money, but money's good to have, but it's not everything.
yeah, and
no,
besides, when you die, when you die, you can't take it with you. Period.
no,
That's
that,
that's
that,
that's the whole point,
that, yeah, uh,
and that's the whole point of what I'm
that,
saying here.
that the problem, everyone wants to make money. When they die, they will take it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
In the end, they'll still take it, from you, and that's it. That's
they can't take it with them.
No, they can't, and that's just my point. They can't take it with them, and the end result is, because of this, You know, you could be the richest man in the world, and if you die, you can't take it with you. You just can't. Period.
No, you
You could
have
have,
to give it to someone else.
or yeah, or you either give it to someone else, or you give it to charity, one or the other. And that's really what I'm looking at here. Is what do you do? Do you give it to charity? Do you give it to um,
I guess if you get cryogenically frozen, you could have your money put saved until you get revived.
yeah, but even then, you're talking about something that is really not worth it in the long run, because what happens is, like I said, the end result is this. Because eventually, what happens is you end up with the exact same problem. Because if you're not going to help people improve the game, then don't be in the business. Don't do a job where what you do is you basically are, you know in other words, don't do a job that um, if you're not going to if you're all you're out there is for money, then you're in it in gaming for the wrong reasons, and that's the reality of what I'm saying here.
Yeah,
And
that
that's what I'm
makes
saying is that this is the reason why game companies do fail, because they are in it for the wrong reasons, and that's the reality of what
yeah.
we're dealing with. And this station is almost done. Just have to do the outsides a little bit. Other than that,
Let me say to this, Ben.
I'm listening.
I think that's how many years ago it was. Probably 2012.
Yeah,
I was on a game called All um,
yeah,
HPP. I don't
yeah,
know. I forgot the name of it. But
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Um, that
Excuse me.
oh, that how. anyway,
Okay.
anyway, that company went bankrupt
Yeah, and why did they go bankrupt? See, that's the question. Why did they go bankrupt?
because they had the Quicken fee.
Yeah, they had greed on their head, and that's the
The
problem.
Quicken fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
that's
they everybody not willing to pay it.
yeah, and that's the problem. Oops, that's too big.
I'm amazed World of Warcraft is still there with its subscription-based service.
No, God,
Yeah,
they have a free. No,
No, they don't have. It's not free.
yeah,
it's not free. It's not free, Happy.
It's
no,
not free. You can't get on for free. I've tried.
yeah, you can.
Yeah, but only for a limited time, and usually up to a certain level, and
Up
that's the
to,
problem.
up to like 10 or 20.
Yeah, level
Uh,
10 or 20, and that's about it. That's
yeah,
all. Oh, that's too big.
that all you can. But if you really like it, then you pay it.
Yeah, if you do that, then okay. I'm trying to get a decent
That's the
size.
problem.
No, no,
I like to have
no, no,
Canada,
no,
you know?
no. Yeah, I'm just trying to decorate the inside here. Nope,
No,
nope.
no.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. There we go. There's one. There's one that I want, and let's see here.
I understand your point.
But the point that I'm saying here is this: is that a lot of the problem with that we have today in games is the fact that players want to spend money for a game that is going to be viable. And I mean, it's going to be still good and memorable. There we go. That's a good one. We can take this one down. I don't like that one. And I don't like this one. And this one and this one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a proper. There we go. That's good right there. And then we'll go over
Yeah.
here. But
Another one. No.
but what I'm saying is this: is that player. Okay, I think that looks good so far, and I think this looks good so far. Let's see. Maybe we need to put a mural over here. Nope. Nope. There we go. That's better. And then I think it's where you place it. Nope. There we go. That's better. Okay. I think that that's good. And then we can put a mural here. Nope. Nope. There we go. There we go. That's good. Okay. And that's done. And there we go. Finished station. There's our finished station. Now we come up with the street next. Here comes the street out here. And then let's see, one.
No, I'm green.
Yeah. See, I'm just doing this like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. One,
Wait,
two,
no.
3, 4, 5, and then one's more. So yeah, I'm just right now. I'm laying out the street here, along here. Of course, we will be working on stuff. Yeah, we got enough space in the back there to do this, but we're going to need to, you know. Did you just walk in my building there, Scotty?
Nope.
Oh, okay, it's just me. But yeah, the whole 9 yards of this whole thing boils down to basically this: players need to players need to really think, you know, because have you taken a look at the price of games lately?
A what?
Have you
Price
taken
is
have you
quite
taken a look at the price of games lately?
quite expensive.
Yeah, we're talking here 50, $60, you know, for a game like Overwatch or something like that. I mean, some of these
Yeah,
games are,
I can't play it.
yeah, you can't play Overwatch.
No.
And it's because, yeah, and it's
I
because
can, but I can't.
afford it.
Yeah.
And see, therein lies the rub, because of the fact that the the whole 9 yards of this whole thing boils down to, you know, what can you afford, what can you not afford, and that's the reality of what we're talking about here: is what can people afford and what can people not afford. And the end result is they can't afford expensive games. I mean, you're talking 50, $60 games here that nobody can afford. I mean,
Yeah.
and then game companies like GameStop and Electronics Boutique and all these other game companies, they wonder why they're going out of business. It's because they're just too expensive. You know, if you're gonna get a game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put this
Yeah,
corner.
I got that earlier on it there.
That's really the issue here. Is really what why is it that games just don't appeal to people anymore? It's because they're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be entertaining. The end result is, because of this, people can't afford them, so they can't be entertaining, and that's the problem. See, if people, I think a lot of times, I think a lot of the problems deal with the business models. And I mean, seriously, it deals with the business models a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I think if people looked at the business models and said, "Hey, you know, this doesn't work," they should they should definitely go in there, and they should look at this and say, "Hey, you know, we need to do this." And I think really that's the reality of what goes on in these. See, and that's the problem with MindArc. They're not saying, "Hey, our model doesn't work." They think their model does work. The reality is it doesn't, and their model should be based towards the player, you know, and their enjoyment of an experience, rather than just, you know, than just making a buck off the player. And that's really where it lies, right there.
Again, my, Monarch is not fixing.
It's not limited to Mind Arc. I mean, Electronics Arts is the same way. Look at the stuff they've turned out in the last 4 or 5 years. Stuff like Madden Football 2016 or 2015. Crappiest piece of gameplay ever. And if you were building it for the Wii U, I hate to say it, but some things the game controllers just suck, and I mean majorly suck. They don't there for a reason, and that's the reason why these games do suck. They just don't. They just aren't appealing because of the fact that the controls are sloppy. The design of the gameplay is sloppy. I mean, what is Mind Arc's excuse? Well, their excuse is this. Their excuse is this, and here's what their excuse is. They're just in it because I think part of it is they're trying to make money so that they can get the people they need to come in and do this stuff. But the problem is, where's that money going? That's the real question. And that's the real question that I have to ask, Mind as well as everybody else. Where's your money going? Because if you can't show where your money's going, is it going into research and development to improve the game? Is it going into, stuff where it could really be a lot better? But the end result is this. They're not going into a lot of stuff. And that's the reality of what's going on. Is a lot of these game companies aren't showing the customer where their money is going. They don't want to show where this money is going. Like I can tell you that. Okay, I'll give you a good example. The people who made the Batman series of games right now, the Arkham series. See, originally but when you outsource it or you do something to another with another game company, where another game company is going to go out there and say, okay, well, I'm going to do this, and in fact, I'm building our first road into the other town here, Scotty. So I'm building, so we're going to be lining up these roads here pretty soon and getting them set up. So, but anyway, as I was going to say before I lost track there, what it is this: gamers, gamers today want their best bang for their buck. That's a known given. Happy. And I mean, that's really what it is. It's people want to have enjoyment. Minecraft is enjoyable because of the fact that it goes back to a more simplistic time. And what I mean by a simplistic time is just exactly what I said. It's very
Yeah.
simplistic. I mean, that's the reality of what we're talking about here. Because if we talk about simplicity, one, two, three, four, five, and that's cutting it a bit close. Now, I don't think we'll put a street on that side of the thing. But what I'm saying is, if Mindark and took a lesson from Mojang and said, okay, we're gonna let well, they shouldn't make it that the players. I think this is why Project Ion is starting to succeed, and some of the people who are in this game are jumping ship over to that one because first of all, yeah, you're putting the money in. Now the thing is it's skill based. That's the other part of it. See, Dark built their idea around skill based, whereas with you know other companies, it's like okay, does this work? Okay, let's see, one, two. Okay, we'll put the street here.
Wow, I don't know about what. Wow, have
Oops.
Cuba in it too.
I don't think really any game. One, two, three, four, five, and six, and there we go.
I do like the fact with Minecraft that you just have to pay the once. I really do like that idea.
Yeah, and I think that's really what game companies should look at is we shouldn't have to pay every month like in Blizzard. We don't have to pay when we can't do anything like in Mindark. I mean, just pay once and that's it. That I mean, Some people say, "Oh, well, I don't want to even pay," and that's really a bad idea because you've got to pay. Somebody's got to foot the bill for the cost of the design of the game for that type of stuff. I
Good.
mean, that's yeah, the servers and all that stuff, especially if it's going to be a multiplayer based game. You also have to do research on the game engine. See, this is why I've done research, and if I were to design a game that was similar to Mind Arts but different altogether, my attitude would be okay. I would create a game that is actually based on skill, much like what it is. But here's the difference. The difference would be you only pay for it once, and you have to make your money a certain way. You have to make your money. You could put in money for the game if you wanted to, if you so chose.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But the thing is this. Um, the end result of this is that a player should not be worried about, you know, they shouldn't be worried about stuff like, you know, do oh well, I can't play right now. I got to put X amount of money in, and that's the reality of what goes on here. Is one, two, three, two, two, three. Yeah, I'm just putting this in. This
Start.
water tower is going to go for our one station. I mean, otherwise you can go right on the outside track there. But yeah, the thing is, it should be to the point where we need to actually be able to do what we want to do in a game, and we shouldn't have to pay a ton of money for it. That's another key factor. Ton of money. Yeah, the price of building a game today has skyrocketed. I mean, to give you an idea, this guy's looking at my handiwork. He's liking it, I guess. He's just looking around. Okay. Anyway, the thing is this: a player should um, be able to play a game and enjoy it. They shouldn't have to
Yeah.
be, they shouldn't have to be out here saying, "Oh, well, I got to deposit X amount of dollars," or something of that nature. Because really, what it does is it really detracts from the game, because now the other side of the problem is also the withdrawal system. And see, that's MindArc's big weakness is the withdrawal system. And if you can hold that thought, guys, I will be right back. Bathroom break.
Okay.
Wow. I don't know.
Okay, I'm back, guys.
Okay,
Anyway,
you back.
what I was going to do is say this. Uh, I think a lot of times, and this is just my opinion about it, is that games need to really stop and think. Game and gaming companies need to stop and think about this, and that is basically. Let me see how many spaces have left. Two spaces between there. Okay, I'm just going over here to make sure I leave an equal amount of distance here. Okay, so we're going to put the water stop here. There we go. And then we're going to put this one here. But but yeah, what players need to do or need to think about is this. The whole 9 yards of this whole thing basically boils down to, you know, what do they want to spend their money on? See, in
Yeah.
today's world, entertainment, especially key forms of entertainment, such as movies, television, music, internet, whatever, YouTube, whatever. I mean, the thing is this is play, players or people want to pay for a set form of entertainment or a set cost of entertainment. They don't want to go out here and then expect, like I'll give you an example. Here's a good example of this. Right now, we've got um, the one thing. Okay, what? Here's a good question for the folks out there, if they're listening into Happy Stream. I don't know if you're still streaming or not, Happy, but here's
Yes,
here's what
I
I'm saying.
am.
Good.
Oh,
Here's
hello, King.
hello.
I'm
Yes,
feeling good.
yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Not you, King.
Oh, King. Yeah. Well, anyway, as I was going to say here,
Yeah.
what you take a look at today. Okay, you look back at it 40 years ago, back to 1977. Okay, prior to 1977, the movies were lackluster at best and stuff like that. Then you get a movie like Star Wars comes along. Okay, and I mean seriously, Star Wars comes along. So what happens? Here you have a game, a movie, an entertainment movie that's really, really, good, and that's really what it is. And that's what I'm saying is that this movie is really, really entertaining, and so therefore,
Yeah.
players are going to be, or not players, but people are going to be so entertained
Late,
that,
late movie.
yeah, I mean, come on. Let's put it this way. Now they've really Disney has, thanks to, because they bought out LucasArts, they've basically, said, okay, we're going to create the seventh movie, and look at what happened.
Yeah.
$2 billion. I mean, seriously, $2 billion. And why is that? The answer is quite simple. The answer is quite simple. It's because of the fact that this company said, okay, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it much like the original creator wanted it done. He had an idea. They took the idea and ran with it, and look what happened. $2 billion later, they are talking about the eighth movie already,
You put
and
some
that's what
pictures
I'm
up
just saying.
there?
And there we go. There we go. There's our train stop.
You put some pictures up in here. Huh?
Yeah, but take a look. Take a look at the outside now. I finished up this, and I'm getting ready to put in. I'm putting in streets here and stuff,
Wow.
and I'm getting ready to put some stuff in. But but what I'm saying here, guys, is this. Okay, this is what I'm saying, and we can move buildings around and stuff like that. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to go 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and curb. And then down this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, we got to take that back. But what I'm saying is you got to look at the aspect of what is entertaining today. I hate to say it, but a lot of the issues that suffer from entertainment is creativity or lack thereof. And I'll give you a
Well,
good example. What is the number one popular shows out there that are out there today? I mean, okay, let me name off a few, and then stop me if I'm wrong. America's Got Talent, or I don't know if Canada has a show like that, but Canada's Got Talent.
no.
You've got
Stop running.
what's your best show? I mean, what's your best show that you have up there in Canada right now? And I mean, I'm talking about shows you know, in terms of, uh, you know, entertainment value. What is good? I mean, I can tell you one show that does not work here in the states, and in fact, I would love to discuss with Matthew Patterson, otherwise known as Matt Pat on YouTube. he's the film theorist, game theorist. He said, well, why is it that this one internet thing called "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared"? Why is it so popular? Why is that? The answer is quite is they're not taking a poke at entertainment. They're everybody looks at this and says, oh well, it's like Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Not really, because here's the reality of what I'm saying. It's not that, because of the fact that it's because of the fact that the end result is the show is a poke at Sesame Street, but it's also a poke at the fact of it's a poke at the fact that it's basically about how we've perverted, literally, and I mean literally perverted, the end result of what our television entertainment is today. I mean, we've got too many reality shows. We've got too many shows where it's about competition in music or arts or some sort of thing, right? That's
Yeah.
that's that's really what it is, and that's what I'm just saying is
Yeah.
that's
I
what it
know.
is. It's too much centered about me, and not about us or about entertainment
Yeah.
value. I mean,
It always always be me.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But the point I'm saying is this: the end result of this is that is this the when you deal with gaming, the end result is, oops, I didn't do that. Oops, I knocked that out. Oops, didn't want to do that. But what I'm saying here is this: is that players or gamers or people who just want pure and simple entertainment,
Yeah.
they want entertainment that is enjoyable. They don't want crap like they don't want crap like Fear Factor or Survivor or Total Drama Island. I'm going to throw that one out for the kids. Total Drama Island, which is made by, interestingly enough, Teletoon up in Canada. They actually poke fun at Survivor, literally. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
We used
13.
to have Canadian Idol here, but it didn't last very long. Only
Yeah,
6 seasons because it's expensive.
yeah, and that's just it.
Okay. Good night. Have a good
Good night, King. Have a good one. But yeah, that's the whole thing. In fact, I'm going to leave this street alone right now. This is actually we're going to figure out a way to build streets around this railroad. Like I said, but what I'm saying here, guys, is yeah, you used to have Canadian Idol. We have American Idol. It's all about in that case, it's all about who's the best singer.
Yeah.
Who's the best freaking singer? End of story. And that's the reality of what we're talking about. Is that who's the best singer? Well, I hate to say it, but I'm going to take these streets out right here. I'm going to fill this in with grass, and I'm going to take this street out here.
Oh, you're taking it out now?
Yeah. Just fill that in with grass right now, just for the moment.
I was doing. I saw you left the street here. I was going to fill it.
Well, hang on. We're gonna connect it up, but we're going to take it a different route here. Okay, so just bear with me here. So yeah, we're going to take it a different route. But see, what I'm saying here is this: is that today's entertainment value has just gone down through the toilet. I mean, come on, let's put it this way: Desperate Housewives. Come on, let's put it this way. That's not. It's about husband and wife cheating on each other, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That type of stuff. Yeah, well, don't worry about that. We'll get over to that. Yeah, you can take that out just for the moment, because, like I said, I'm working on it right now, as we say, because I've got a way that we're going to have the streets set up. Okay, there's a way we're going to have some of this stuff set up. So yeah, this is of course just part of the creativity of Minecraft. This is why we can make choices. We can choose. Well, this works here, but it doesn't work there.
I thought the way it was fine.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to do something here that's rather interesting here soon enough. Just give me a moment. I'm just doing a little bit of creativity here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, here's where we want to put the street, right here. Okay, so right here's where we want to put the street. So that's one curb. Then we're going to count off 5 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the curb. So here's the curb. Right there, the curb, just for the moment. I'm just humor me on this. But I'm just saying that really, um, the whole 9 yards of this whole thing boils down to entertainment needs to go back to its basic. Oops, I didn't want that. Darn gun it. But it needs to go back to its base roots, and that's the problem. Is it hasn't gone. It will never go back to its base roots because today's world lacks creativity. And I mean, you go out there and you see the same plot lines over and over and over again. And it's like, why do we have these plot lines? The answer is quite simple, because people just do not know how to create with their mind anymore. They just don't have the imagination like we do here in Minecraft. Look at this.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, this doesn't work. Let's try this, and we're going out here and we're doing this stuff here. So we're doing this stuff so we can, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then of course, we're doing this just so that we can say, hey, here's this, here's how our streets go, this is how, this is part of city planning. But again, that's beside the point, because of the fact that, like I said, when all is said and done, the end result is when you get a finished product, it looks good on paper, and it does fly on paper. Many of today's creative geniuses, supposedly, that exist on for TV channels, they don't succeed because you know what they did, and this is what really hurt. This is what really hurt um, the television business. Okay, it's the writer's strike, and everybody was saying, "Oh, well, we can write a better story than these writers." No, you can't. You can't write a better story than the writers are, unless you've got a creative imagination. And that's the key factor, is imagination and creativity. Because if you don't have both of those, then you're really dealing with a problem here that exists. And that's the fact that there's no creativity out there. I mean, you want to see some of the better ones that are out there this year? I mean, I'll give you a couple of good examples, especially for kids shows, since I know a bit about kids shows. I basically grew up during the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and even into the early 2000s. The whole 9 yards is kids shows today are all about flash, all about CGI, all about this, that, and the other. But the reason is sometimes the show works, sometimes it doesn't. I'll give you a good example of one that does work. Okay, Miraculous Ladybug, which is right now, it's also on, I believe it's on Teletoon or one of the things here. It's a good action adventure comedy of sorts, and it's got a decent plot line. It's got everything, and the writers, sure, it took them only 3 months to crank out the whole thing, but the end result was, yeah, and that's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying that some of this stuff is, some of it is good, and then you got stuff that, I'll tell you one of the worst ones that I ever saw, and this was, of course, in Disney itself. And Disney also helped promote this show too. This is the same company. What? Well, I'm just finishing up the street here.
Yeah.
As you can
I'm
see.
doing something over here to make, because I see how you're putting your street up that way.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be. I'm gonna
If
be.
you're gonna move this, then we gotta move these two houses.
Yeah.
And we gotta connect this street up with the street over there. So what I'm doing is I'm building in this land back over here to bring, so we can continue this
Yeah, and that's the
street
key thing.
across over here.
Right, and that's the thing. See, we're gonna be adjusting a lot of this stuff here because, like I said, we got terrain we can move back that way. We can build out that. We can't really build this way. We can't build this direction. We can move stuff around, But I really think we're going to be moving a lot of stuff around, jostling it and readjusting it and everything. But this is besides the point. The end result is this: one, two, three, four, five, six. And let's see, we want to have at least, let's see, a 10 by 10 here. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's our curb here. So we want to go this way and we'll go right to here. And there's our street here. I'm just doing a street setup like this. And then that way we can, then we can look at this. Don't know if I can stretch the street this way or not. No, I can. It's just inside the marker here. So let's see, here's 10. So we then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes I think going backwards is sometimes better than going forwards a little bit in terms of creationism. I'll give you a good example of this. What's one of the more popular kids shows out there today other than Miraculous Ladybug? My Little Pony. Now, everybody says, oh, well, you're a brony, blah, blah, blah. No, it's the fact that the show is entertaining. It has an aesopic tale of sorts. What about Steven Universe? That actually is a rather unique designed show in its own right because of the fact that the show itself is based upon an idea of that we're not alone in the universe. Yeah, let's get the Illuminati confirmed type of scenario. What the hey. But the point is this. The point I'm saying is this: is that with this, we've got this attitude of what makes these shows entertaining. Well, it's the stories. The stories are what makes it entertaining because, like I said, you get some rather interesting plot lines. You get some rather interesting characters. You get some rather interesting stuff, and that's really what goes on in the world. I mean, come on. When you've got let's put it this way, with Miraculous Ladybug, when you have characters that are like villains that are like with the name Stormy Weather or Mr. Pigeon, Mr. Pigeon, yes. I mean, seriously, that's what really, really shows how creative, or how about the mime? Yeah, the mime. The point I'm saying is this: I was thinking what we could do is we could slope of the road up that way, come in from this direction, and come up the hill this way, and then join it in here. So we'd be building a slope up this way. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just trying to visualize this, Scotty. So bear with me.
Well, right now what I'm doing is I'm building the I'm really adjusting things big time over.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to work with you here, and see, that's another thing. Working in team format. See, the thing is like with me, I deal with things along the lines of, oh well, people today, a good idea is you could cross compare mental health companies with entertainment companies. Now, what makes mental health companies this in some ways the same exact way is this: agencies that sit on their butt and do nothing, and just send you on a wild goose chase and whatever. These are like the big corporations of entertainment today. They just don't give a darn. They just are out there for the paycheck and that's it. Whereas the people that I deal with, they at least they do their job. I mean, I called up today. I said, "Hey, can I get a haircut or not a haircut, a shave tomorrow? Because my beard, I gotta be looking myself spiffy for Thursday for vocational rehab because I'm trying to get back into business, and I've got some ideas of what I want to do. I mean, if I had a written up plan, I would have all these plans on the table. But I'm not that great at writing up plans." But the point is, I keep these ideas in my head. I bang my head around and say, okay, well, I could go back and become a teacher, say a teacher of economics. I could be a game designer. I could be, something. And I'm trying to make myself useful. That's the point, okay? And that's the reality of what I'm saying here, because that's really what I'm saying here about this, because what you're doing is you're trying to, be somebody. But what makes these guys different from the other agencies in that, which are, like I said, they're like big corporations. They don't give a darn unless, unless it involves money or whatever. And this is why also why people don't go out and get the cure for cancer, because of the fact that it's the pharmacies, like Raven once pointed out, it's the pharmacies that are actually keeping us from from progressing here. And in fact, Gallagher said it best: Congress is the opposite of progress, and it is true. It's very true. But getting back to the entertainment side of the equation, people today could actually make things better by using a little creativity, by using a little idealism.
Yeah.
The end result is, in fact, I'm thinking what we may want to do here, and this is just a thought. I may need to move this here, and then of course, yeah, we're going to be well. This is a prison here, or some sort
I
of
don't
thing.
want to just. I like that.
Okay, well, we'll work around that. We'll work around that. So yeah, we won't mess with that. But let's see, we have over here
Right
a
now,
black.
I am, like I said, if
Yeah, and in fact, I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, okay, where can we put, okay, I see where I'm going to put my blacksmith shop. So let me go ahead and do it this way, because I'm gonna, I'm gonna work. Oops, that's not it. Okay, I want to one. Okay, this is where I want. But like I said, creativity is part of the key of how and
Yeah.
why companies do thrive and that. But it's when they lose sight of that, and that's what I'm saying. When they lose sight of stuff like that, well, that's when you start worrying and you say, okay, what if they? Yeah, I mean, Electronic Arts back in the day was a great company. They came out with a game called Arctic Fox. It was great, vector graphics type of thing, which was really, really great. Now here you got them doing all these other things. They've literally bought out all these other companies just so that they can get rich off of the other companies' work. And I mean, okay, Maxis is a good example of this. Come on, let's put it this way: one word, The Sims, or The Sims 4, or The Sims 2015, or SimCity, SimCity 2013. I mean, I'm sorry, but these games just do not. They just do not fly, because they've just taken and bastardized the games, literally. And that's a real sad commentary, because, like I said, I mean, what made SimCity popular? Well, I can tell you why it was made popular. It was made popular because, first of all, it was a standalone game. Second of all, you could be creative any way you want. You could even be destructive if you want. But the point I'm saying is this: the end result is this: the player had a choice, and of course, at the time, for its time, it was cheap. I mean, less than $30. Okay, now here you got games that are now what, 50, $60, and some of them are
I
great. Yeah.
I was looking at that and wondering why games today not like back then.
Well, the answer is quite simple, Happy, and it's a very simple problem that that game companies could do, and that problem is, of course, what they could do is they could actually build it so that the game could be enjoyable. The end result is, the problem is, it's all about greed. But remember, game designers have to eat too, and that's the problem. Okay, now anyway, I'm building this town here, and actually, where the blacksmith shop is, we're going to move it. Okay, so let me just do this. Okay, concrete. Yeah, I'm just starting this. But what I'm saying here is, creativity in today's world is severely lacking. There's no imagination. It's always the same cookie cutter type of formulaic type
Yeah.
of thing. It's like, okay, like, why, how old is The Simpsons? They started in the 1990s. They're now
oh, that
going on
show's
20.
horrible now.
Yeah, and why is it horrible? The answer is quite simple. Where's the creativity? Like I'll give you some examples. Why don't they let the kids grow up? Why don't they let Maggie become a teenager? Why don't they let Marge and Homer do stuff? Like, I mean, it's this type of thing. No, they have to use the same cookie cutter formulation every time, and that's the problem. They use this formulaic situation where they are just they're just going like, okay, we'll do this week, and we've done this 5 years ago. People forget about it, and that's the whole thing. They've got this mindset of, oh well, we'll just do this again and again and again. But some of the stuff that they could have done, and they could have done it better, I think. And this is just my theory on this.
Well, that game come um, pretty biggie.
Yeah.
That's
I think what killed SimCity, or what killed the SimCity franchise, is really 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go down here. Okay. Anyway, what killed it was the fact that they decided to try an innovation that really should not have been tried for SimCity. What is SimCity most popularly noted for? Standalone single player. But they were going to try multiplayer. But then they decided to get a little bit careless and say, oh, well, we're going to do everything's multiplayer now because we want interconnectivity between the masses. That's fine and dandy, but
it
you
did not work.
yeah, it didn't work because it was a major flop because of the fact that the interconnectivity, their servers were not even ready the day that they released the game.
Yeah,
And so,
I
so,
remember.
so, so what happened was, when you had this game, and people, did this, what happened was that um, the end result is you had people who basically, got on the game, and all of a sudden got like error whatever, error 37. People were screaming about that in Diablo, error 37, error
I
37.
thought it would be
Yeah. But now let's get back to the fact of Entropia Universe. How could
yeah.
how could this game be made better? There's quite a number of things. First of all, we've got a planet that isn't even being used right now. It's Next Island. Okay, we've got actually two planets that aren't being used effectively. What if Mindart were to suddenly change the tune and say, okay, well, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And so what happens is they change it just enough that they end up making a place better. So all of a sudden people go like, maybe I should go back to this place, or maybe I should try it, relive an experience, or do something along that lines. The end result is this, guys. The end result is that they could do this, but they don't. Why? Because they're only in it for the money. If they wanted to really be creative, they could take an idea, and they could, like, I don't mind the ancient Greece idea, but why not carry out the game to its full fruition? The guy was going to have multiple servers where you went to different time zones, and you had this type of situation. But see, what has killed the game's playability now is the fact that you're dealing with, the fact that, how shall we say, you're dealing with the fact that now you've got these players who just don't want to play, and it's all about, because what do they think? They think it's all about money. And the reality is, it may be about money, but the reality is also this: it's also about playability, and that's the key factor that I'm saying here.
Yeah.
Okay, now we
I,
built.
I, but in the day where daylight is making
Well, see, I think the problem with today's games are that we want realism in the games, and I think sometimes going too realistic is a problem. Now I got to figure out where I want to put this blacksmith shop. I'm thinking
Well,
putting it right.
there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more land coming up. I'm just building it right now.
Yeah, I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll go
Because I
here.
need to be able to bring the other, the other
4, 5,
road that
6,
you did.
8, 9, 10. Yeah.
I need to bring it around to over here, so, or
Yeah.
wherever you're gonna connect it.
Yeah, well,
But
yeah, well, I'm going to be connecting it slowly. Like I said, we're going to take this in steps. We're going to clean off some sections of street. We're going to be, we're going to clear off move some buildings around, because buildings should be spread out a little bit more, but not to the point where it's impossible for every other player to get there, especially if it's an NPC. But I'm saying, here's what I'm saying is that, players, a game should be designed where it should be enjoyed. But
Yeah.
here's what I'm saying. The end result of this is creativity is what's lacking in all these games that are out there today, with a few exceptions. Now, like Overwatch, sure, it's Team Fortress 2, they say, but it's got its own creative idealism. But it's just a first person shooter. It's just Team Fortress 2, just wrapped up in a different ball. I don't care what anybody says. It's wrapped up in a different ball, and the end result is, because it's wrapped up in a different ball. The end result is you have this situation where you go like, okay, well, how could I make the game better? Put a storyline in, for crying out loud. Minecraft put stories in, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, you've got Minecraft stories now, and of course, the game still is just as successful with or without the story mode.
I haven't bought
I think
story
I think a,
mode.
I think a lot of it is because of the fact that what you're trying to do here, like what we're doing, we're trying to create something that's unique and experience. And if we don't like it, we can always, change it or start over. If you really don't like certain things, you can
Yeah.
always start over. Like with me today, I looked at my rail line. I'm going like, okay, I got a farm here. Why don't I put in a siding where I can pick up or drop off cattle? And then, of course, why don't I have it where I can actually, have it where I can actually do stuff, you know, and be creative, and
Yeah.
that's the reality of what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, see, I went back over time, before I went to my group this morning, and I actually went over my thing, and I said, okay, I don't like this, so I'll change this, and then I go, okay, well then I have to change this, and this. So I've done that on my own server, and the end result is that I'm getting a better looking railroad. I mean, it's really, really, really what it's looking like, and that's really what I'm boiling it down to.
Yeah.
Is, what makes this work, and the answer is quite simple. It works because of the fact that you sit there and you use your imagination, and that's the key factor. It's using your imagination, and that's what I'm saying. Is if you use your imagination, you can make some rather unique items, like Scotty and I are doing right now, and tonight in Minecraft. I mean, I'm doing this, and I'm going like, okay,
Yeah.
well, let's see.
you build it to your specification.
Yeah, well, spilled it
And
to
if
your
you don't
liking.
like the way you built it, you rebuilt it again and again and again until you find just the perfect.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing. You find a situation where it's suitable and it's enjoyable for you, the player. And I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about, oh well, this type of stuff or that type of stuff. I'm just looking here and I'm just saying, okay, let's see. I'm just looking here so I can do this. But yeah, the whole 9 yards of this whole story boils down to this. It basically boils down to the fact that, okay, we want to finish that off there. So yeah, we want to finish this off like so. Okay, and then here we want a wall. Okay, so now we get cobblestone. Actually, we won't. We'll be filling in some of the stuff, but the point I'm saying is this: players should be creative in their own right, and that's what I'm just saying. Now, let me go ahead and put in some stone here. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm trying to be creative here, and I'm trying to make a building unique And of course, they give you a basic template, and then it's like, go get creative with it. You can keep the same style of building, but you can then modify it by putting in different textures, different looks, that type of thing. And that's the reality of what
Or
I'm
you could
saying.
completely build a building your own way.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, if you've got even some floor plans or something of that nature, well then, that's the whole 9 yards. That's the whole 9 yards of this whole thing, is because you try to be creative, and that's the whole thing here. Because if you aren't, or you can't be, then you're in trouble. Then you lack the creativity. And in fact, that's the problem with today's people, is that they lack today's kids lack the creativity that there is out there.
Yeah.
I mean, some people dream to go to the stars, and yet they can't get out of bed in the morning. That's the reality of what they're doing. Okay, and that's what I'm just saying. So I'm just saying this because of the fact that oops, don't want that, want this, and then we want this, like so. See, and see, like here, I'm doing this stuff here. Okay, and I want to take this out and put brick down here. There we go. Now it looks a bit better. But yeah, you want to be creative in your own aspect, and that's what I'm just saying. Is
Yeah.
people should be creative, and of course, like I said, I'm being creative right now, um, getting stuff set up here. And then, of course, like I said, but creativity is the key to today's world of why. I mean, come on, Steve Jobs didn't make his billions on the fact that he just said, "Oh well, I'm not going to create this
He
item."
never created a thing in his life.
Yeah, I mean Steve Wozniak, and well, he did actually.
He knew how to use people in the way to make money. That's what his talent was. And
Right,
that's smart. He made millions.
right, and that's the thing. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, let me just
He
go
was
ahead and finish.
brilliant. He was brilliant in his own right, but he never he took other people's ideas and made them work.
Yeah, and that's the thing. See, a lot of people, they look at the stuff and they go like, "Oh, well, I can't make this work." Steve would take it, and he would take it to a new level, should we say? And that's what I'm saying. He would take it to a new level, and that's the reason why Steve Jobs made his millions, because of the fact that he was able to do what he was able to do. And so, you know, so that's basically about it in a nutshell. I mean, the same thing goes for Bill Gates. He took ideas that people didn't want to try or didn't want to explore, and he took them and he ran with them. And the end result is, this is why Microsoft is the way it is. He took game companies like Sublogic, okay, and Sublogic is of course probably best known for one of their own games, which they then sold to Mr. Jobs. And of course, Mr. Jobs then, or not Mr. Jobs, but Mr. Gates. And Mr. Gates took that and then took it to the next level by making it better and better on each incarnation. That by the time that the height of it was the sixth generation of the same game, it was just very, 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 very popular and very, very, uh, addictive in its own way, and it's still got a player base today, even though it's no longer being produced. There's also a similar game like that Microsoft created, and of course, that is
Flight
of course,
simulator?
yeah, Flight Simulator was one of them, and the other one's Train Simulator. But now Kuju's taken it a step further. And now we've got Train Simulator 2016. But the point of the matter is that
Got a problem. I have that game, you know.
yeah,
Range simulator?
Yeah. Problem is, I could buy the other type on that other crazy.
right. But the point
I
is,
don't have the money for that.
It's
yeah.
very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, this is where Kuju or the people who are developing it have lost their way again, because they could have made they could have, if they had left it the way Microsoft had left it, and I mean seriously had left it the way they had, and made it so that people could mod it, people could do, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The end result is they could have done stuff. They could have made a mint, but they didn't because of the fact. Okay, now that other one I'm almost done with. So let me just go ahead and put this in one final thing, and then we can go ahead and we can tear this down. Okay, we can tear down that blacksmith shop now because I've got the new one almost up and running.
I very big apartment. I can't buy that crane.
You can't buy the cheaper train simulator anymore because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Microsoft's game company, Aces Studio, went out of business 5 years ago. They went out of business 5 years ago. They were going to do a train simulator too, and then all of a sudden they stopped, and people asked why. And it was just the fact that people were, it's kind of funny that Bill Gates was talking about how games are going to be the interconnected way of the future, right? Well, he's partially right. You've still got to keep a company going so you can do this. And the end result was that he didn't do it. And so what's happened is other innovators like Kuju, they came in and they said, okay, well, we're going to do this. And that, of course, now they're getting into the same mindset as all these other game companies too, Electronic Arts, MindArc, et cetera, et cetera. They're just becoming greedy, and that's not good because that can detract. And then they wonder, why don't I have this? Why don't I have this? Why don't we have more sales of this thing? The answer is quite simple. Answer is quite simple. The answer is because of the fact that we don't have that type of thing, because of the fact that players don't want to pay that much. I mean, if some players had their way, they wouldn't pay at all. They wouldn't pay a single cent. And that's not a right idea either, because if there's got to be a balance here, guys. There really has to be a balance.
I don't mind paying something for the to help, for the game.
But it has to be
because it takes money to make a game.
Right, it does, and that's
but
what I'm saying.
I don't want to be paying a terribly amount of money where it's going to cost me an arm and a leg.
You want to know why Blizzard has been losing people? It's because, like you said, there's no way you can evolve on this, and that's the problem. Is there's no way you can evolve on this, and the end result is that you end up with this situation where you get to the point where you cannot do the creativity. And that's the point that I'm saying here. Is this is the creativity issue that we're having right now. Let me just go ahead and put this in. Okay, so it's honeypot, leggings, honeypot. Okay, I'm going between buildings here. I'm going between these two blacksmiths, and then I'm going to be changing stuff around here. But
the church there can be torn down because you'll make a nicer church.
Yeah, I'm going to make a nicer church, and that's what I'm saying.
That church is just damn ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, but see, some people just take it and modify it a little bit, and then go like, oh, okay, but that's besides the point. Okay. Anyway, let me just go here and let's see, going over here, and I'm getting we'll be turning this stuff down here. We'll be turning this stuff down, and we'll be moving that. Okay, so let's see, we got here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's here and here. So on the second line, it's here and here. Then on the third line, it's here and here. And then it's here and here. Okay. Now I'm going in here and I'm going to finish fixing this up. And then once I get this done, then I can tear down the rest of the building, okay? But yeah, creativity is really the issue here that we have to deal with. And the lack of creativity, as well as the money angle, the greed angle, as we call it. And the thing is this, I think really people need to stop and think about this um, because of the fact that if you put too much emphasis on money, then the end result is you end up hurting the gamers in the long run. And that's really what's happened to all these games, with the exception of maybe Mojang. Mojang has allowed a little more freedom and creativity for players to do this stuff. Like, I'll tell you, wish I knew how to do Java. I would love to take apart Railcraft or Traincraft, merge it with Railcraft, and make a brand new idea, which would be perfect. I mean, the rails would be realistic looking. You'd have nice sweeping curves. This is something that that needs to
Yeah.
be done. I mean, rather than if you've taken a look at the 1.64 version now, you know that there's also a version for 1.8 out there right now, but it's only in beta right now. They're trying to code it. I really wish I knew how to do Java. I think you guys should learn how to do it too, and then that way we could tear this whole thing apart and put it back together again and make it work. I mean, and make everything work, not just one or two things, but everything. Because a good mod is one that actually works, and I mean works well. That's the reality of what I'm saying here. Because if players don't, you know, and the thing is, we've been waiting for one guy to create this one project for 2 years now. He actually really did stop in 2014. That was the last update. Now he's just handed over the code and said, here you go, guys, just have fun with it. And the end result is because he's done this, the end result is now you've got this end result where you in fact, we might just do a little change up in there, but let me go ahead and, okay, that ender chest is out, so yeah. But anyway, the whole 9 yards of this whole story basically boils down to this. um Players need to really be able to use their creativity. I mean, Kerbal Space Program, for example, is much like that. They're much like that. They allow you to have the creativity that we are supposed to have. And that's what I'm just saying, is that that's really what we should have.
There is one point that had a working multiplayer inside Kerbal. Wait,
Right, they do have a multiplayer, yes, and that's something they could do in any game that we
it
could
used
have.
to be. I don't know how.
It's still there, but they're taking their time developing it. But see, again, time is the issue here, and that's the whole 9 yards.
You
Is
can't take
the
too much time.
No, they can't take too much time, but they still need to take some time for it. And in fact, this road will actually go by. Let's see, is this the front? No, that isn't the front. But we will be moving houses around. We will be moving. This is the first of the.
I like the idea with
Well,
Kerbal Break Program.
well, Kerbal Space Program, and Kerbal Space Program takes you back to the days of space flight, because of the fact that it was, a lot of times it was just nothing more than trial and error. And that's really what it was. I mean, if you've seen the movie The Right Stuff, you see these guys watching rocket after rocket blow up, and they're thinking to themselves, okay, is this really, do I really want to get on this thing and do this? And the answer is no, you don't. And that's the point. That's the point I'm just saying. I'm taking out this church here.
That was
I'm,
how
I'm,
you
I,
know.
yeah, and that's the thing that scares people, is you're trying to go out there and you're trying to do this stuff, and the end result is this. You're looking at something that could blow up in your face, literally, as well as figuratively.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying,
You,
is
ne- you
that
never know if you go like the big program and you don't know what it'd be like tomorrow.
yeah, you don't know what it is. I mean, look at how it was. They first started off with the simplistic stuff, staging and all the other stuff. Then they got to the more complex stuff like rendezvous and docking, and then
Yeah.
and of course lunar landings and the whole 9 yards. okay, yeah, this church is going to
Then
come
it
down
took a while to give all of that.
yeah, and then they put in a career mode. That's the other thing. They put in a career mode. And because they put in a career mode, that's the end result was they put in a career mode and the end result was, okay, there's nothing up here, so we can knock this floor down.
Uh huh.
Okay, there we go.
Just remember, we're
Everything.
getting more land mass.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad we're getting landmass. But see, what I'm saying is it's all about experimentation, discovery, trying to find out what works, what doesn't. And that's the key factor. If it works, then you just, then you do this. If it doesn't work, you try again and you see if you can make a difference here. And that's the reality of what the difference is about these things. Because if you do this right, you can go to the moon or stuff like that. If you because you have to deal with something that a lot of players and a lot of players can't deal with today, and that is orbital mechanics. They cannot understand Newton's laws of physics even. I mean, like today, I was giving an analogy in the group I was in. It was like, a good, how do we make ourselves feel better? Well, here's the answer to the $64 question. We have to take some sort of action. And I said, this is sort of like, and this is to make yourself feel better. The end result is this. Um, when all is said and done, the whole 9 yards of this was, I basically spoke it out like it was Newton's third law. I said, this sounds very similar to Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, or there's some sort of progress here, which is the equal and opposite reaction to doing an action. And that's the reality of what I'm saying here, guys. So, this is the same type of thing with creativity. It should be for everything we do in game, there should be some sort of reward or punishment, depending upon, that. Now, like with Mind Arc and there, sure, they don't give you any punishments, like you don't lose any skills, but they do cost you time. And of course, as somebody once said to me a couple of nights ago when they wanted to get rid of some stuff for me, they said time is money. Yeah, it is time. Time is money, but also you got to realize that greed is also the worst side of that, because what happens is when you've got that happening, what happens is you end up with the result that you may not be able to get this stuff done, or you may not be able to sell it, or anything. And that's the reality of what I'm saying here, guys. you know MindArc is not selling their product effectively because, like you said, advertising is one key issue that they're suffering from. Another key issue is giving the player a positive experience, and that's the key thing that I'm going to stress here, is giving the player a positive
And
experience.
fixing annoying bugs.
Exactly. You report bugs and they take months, if not years, to repair them. And I'm saying,
Some never
why?
get repaired.
And some never do get repaired when they should be repaired. And I think in this game, like with Space PvP, I'll give you a good example here. Space
Yeah.
PvP, there is that speed hack or that speed cheat, which actually is part of the programming. And and of course, we don't know if this is a feature or if this is truly a bug. If it's a bug, then they need to fix it. If it's a feature, all right, well then we found a way that we can outthwart a pirate, and that's the reality. But some of these are, absolute cheats. Like, I found out that one of the players, Kane Zane Crossing, and his buddy Kenny Stone, they were using um, memory cleaners, and that's against the rules because it's a third-party piece of software in the game, and that's against the rules. Period. Straight to the point. So yeah, that is really something that shouldn't have been done. And so the end result is, you've got this situation where you've got people trying to use that to their economic advantage, which is really against the rules. You're not supposed to have, everybody's supposed to be equal, and yet we have people who still go out here and they still go out and they cheat.
And God, you won't be able to get everybody be equal because they
I'll tell you, yeah, I'll tell you what, yeah, I'll tell you why they don't want to be equal. They want to have the ability to have it where they want to have the ability where they feel superior. And that's really the key thing, is wanting to feel superior to another player. That's the problem with today's gamers. A lot of players want to feel like they're better than the other player. I
Yeah.
mean, this is why people have hacks, and this is why people, do these things. It's because of that. And that's what I'm just saying. I'm doing a little terraforming of myself too here, guys. So, but anyway, but I'm just saying the fact is the end result is these players want to feel superior. That's why they cheat. And that's, they want to feel powerful. They want to feel like they're in control. The reality is you're never in control of real life. That's part of the reality of life, is that you're never really in control of your life, and you never will be. There's some things you can control, but there's many things you can't. And that's what I'm just saying here,
Yeah.
guys. If you can't control certain things, and it's uncontrollable because you can't control it, you've got to deal with it. I've accepted the fact that, yeah, MindArc may not fix these bugs, but then again, if they're not going to fix these bugs, they should at least compensate the players with some sort of alternative. Like if they're going to be a speed cheat, we should be able to fire missiles at these guys and see how their little speed cheat works when you've got a missile that's locked onto you and coming at you, at a higher rate of speed. You've only got a few seconds to dodge or drop a decoy or something. Be creative here. You got to be creative with your tactics.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But with gamers, the gamers today are just wanting to be all powerful. That's why you see the clipping cheats. You see all the
I
other
could
cheats.
be cheat code everywhere.
Yeah, you see cheat codes practically everywhere. You see people who hack a program and literally tear it apart, and then give you they say, here, download this. This will give you an advantage. I've seen so many things right now, guys. It just boggles my mind because of the fact that a lot of these players, do that. They do this stuff.
Yeah.
Now let me go here and do this. Let's
That
see.
guy.
Until they get found out, and then they're gone.
Yeah, and that's a sad commentary
Yeah.
because that in itself is this way. That's the way they are. See, I'm building a step down here for this next street here. The street over here, I'm actually building a step down. So see, but I'm saying, yeah. See, but people now modding. The difference between modding and cheating is this: modding allows you to expand the game, expand the creativity, expand the idealisms. But cheating,
Yeah.
cheating or hacks or those type of things, they detract from a game. They basically make it so that players don't want to play this game, and that's the
Yeah.
reality of.
That it because it make player.
It makes it turns the players off because they want to do something, and like I said, this would be another good topic for tomorrow's hump day, Humpty Hump Day, as they call it, for the game.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the end result is this: players could actually, I don't mind them creating. I don't mind players creating content, but they need to create content that is going to be fun, enjoyable, and easy to use. So that's what I'm just saying here, guys. That's
Yeah.
what I'm just saying. What time is it, by the way?
When
3 your time, midnight my time. Okay, well that makes perfect sense.
moon,
So
you're kind of
no, midnight.
yeah.
It's midnight. It's not 3 a. It's not. How can it be? Okay, here and then here.
Midnight.
I finally figured out a way how to build these tarmac roads, these angled roads, tarmac. Okay, here's how I do this, guys. So you'll see how I do this, and it's rather interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. But yeah, creativity in today's world is necessary. If we're going to go to Mars, if we're going to go do something, we've got to have that creativity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There are no updates.
4, 5,
Or
6,
some
7, 8. No,
okay.
no update. No update for Mindark today.
No.
Well, that's good because do we really need one? A lot of players right now. Do you know that a lot of players right now are starting to complain about the 765? Okay, so let me
Complain about.
they're complaining about, oh, well, the long tooth or, this way, that way, or the other way. Let me count this up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then it's 4 and 4. And then the last three will be, okay. Then it's, okay, 4,
What are you
2,
making right now?
3, 4. Sloped hill. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. You'll come over here and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'm
And
good.
1,
It's
2,
freaking- I
3,
have a lot
4.
to do here. Woo.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
Really, you should
3.
help actually over here.
3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. 1, 2. 2. And then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1. There we go. Then I just have to finish this up, which I just have to get quarried slabs, and then we can go from there. But yeah, that's the whole 9 yards. Oops. Okay. That's the whole 9 yards of what is going on in today's world is people have to cheat because they think they're all powerful. People have to, people have to, do stuff because they think, oh, well, cheating's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay because in a world of fair play, which there isn't any fair play anymore, nobody plays fair, it seems like. They fight dirty, they cheat, they lie, they steal, whatever. It's all the negative aspects of humanity.
Yeah.
The end result is this. Because of this, hang on, I'm getting your town finished, mister. Just hold your horses. Sheep, get out of the way. See, I'm just putting in this road. And you can see how this road is, Scotty, right now. I'm just working on it. Getting it all done here. Oops, that should not be there. And we'll paint the roads last. We'll do the roads last here. Because like I said, we'll do the roads last. But people just cheat. They think that they are all powerful, that they are superior to other people. No, we're all equal. We all should be equal. And that's the reality of what I'm saying. A player who cheats is just saying to me, I'm less than you. Really. That's the psychology I see. I'm less to you. I have to stoop to these low, cheap tactics because I'm not as good of a shot as you are. I'm not as good of a pilot as you are, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you want to see a real PvPer, talk to Raven. He's a PvPer. He goes out in space and he'll shoot down pirates now, rather than shoot down players. He used to be a PvPer for against the player. Now he's a PvPer against the pirate. So yeah, these guys that are getting out of game now, Stagger might have just dropped off the face of the planet. Now, if he has, and his justifier comes up, I'll take that negative quad and I'll start shooting down negative quads with it, so I can make it positive. So I'll make it look positive, because when you shoot down a negative quad with a negative quad, you make it positive.
Wait
Simple
till you
mathematics.
wait till you come over here and see all the work I did.
Well, wait till you see what I'm doing here right now on the town, and you'll see what
Well,
I'm doing.
there's gonna be lots of room here to put more houses and.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Just make sure it's not like the Marina District in case of an earthquake. But yeah, the point I'm saying, okay, where did you put down the? Oh wow, you're putting it way down over here.
Well, I'm getting this at this. So I'm doing is I'm going across to see how you have the one
Yeah,
road there. We can continue it all the way down to the end here and then
yeah,
turn it around.
yeah. And in fact, that's what I'm thinking, is if we can lengthen this road here, if we can
But you
lengthen
see,
if we
right
can
now
if
what
we
I'm doing is I'm just building it all out to this
yeah.
level right here, right? You see how I'm
Right,
terraforming
right,
as I go.
right, right. And that's what I'm looking at, is that, and that's what I'm saying. But see, this is what I'm saying about this, is that players don't need to cheat. I mean, look at us. We're in creative mode. Is this cheating? No.
No,
No, because it gives you the ability to create, and
it's
that's why it's called
a
creative. That's why it's called creative mode.
it's
You know?
a biscuit of
Yeah,
that game
and that's what I'm saying.
because it's not
You have creative mode. It allows for you to, it allows you to build things and create things, and then
To express
after
yourself.
you get yourself fully built up, then you put yourself into
Survival
survival
mode.
mode
Yeah, and you turn on the weather and tornadoes, and
and play
you
it
let,
like
and
that.
play it like a real game. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's better to build and have things ready to go.
That's what's so versatile about this game.
It's yeah, and that's why I say Minecraft. Why do you think there are 100 million players in game? And considering that this game is $26 million, 26.95, or $27, let's just call it 27. Why do you think the game is worth $2.7 billion? There's your answer right there. $27 times one
And
hundred
it's
million.
a very, very, very affordable game.
Yeah, for the price it is. It is.
And
It's
how much
nice.
fun it is.
Yeah, because you can create, you can destroy, you
addictive.
can go into hardcore mode, you can turn
Very
on
addictive.
PvP. And of course now with the later versions, this is why I'm hoping they get this stuff up to 1.89 plus, with Traincraft, because if Traincraft comes on, we will take and we will build a new server. We will put it in 189 mode. We will add in Traincraft, and we will add in Railcraft. And in fact, one of the things that I like is the fact that some of these players, what they do is they do this whole thing about, um, you've heard of Patreon, right? Creating content, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what some of these gamers are now doing. They're creating their own content, but they're asking people, hey, could you donate $1? And I mean, to help me produce this, because that's really what it is. I mean, Patreon is an option. I mean, look at the
I
stream
wouldn't
chart.
mind if I had 10,000 people give me just $1.
Right, that's $10,000, which I can use
Exactly.
to, and that's what I'm saying. I could do the same thing with my tip jars. I'm trying to create better content because of the fact that I need new equipment.
yeah.
I need a
I
better
forget,
computer. You know,
I forget cat you. It can
we're
become.
not asking for a hand. Oops, we're not asking for a handout here, guys. What we're doing is we're saying we're trying.
You're giving content.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no. Cat you.
So you're giving. It's not. You're not going up there. Can you give me money? And then
No.
you're actually giving back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to give back. I
It's
mean,
kind of like if
Patreon.
you go out there and you see somebody out there, they're playing. They have a hat out there looking for money, but they're playing an instrument. You don't mind giving them a few dollars because they're doing something.
Yeah.
They're trying.
Yeah,
to
they're
make a
trying.
living.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of. I'm not kind of it. I'm gonna quit to make a lot more money than we do.
Yeah, and that's the whole point.
You know?
Yeah, and that's what I'm just saying here. I mean, that's really what we're doing. Let me just put in my directional.
I have to be on like 3 times a week or more.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
I I have not been doing that even.
Yeah, you haven't, and shame on you. I'm just saying, but but that's besides the point. That's just
How
besides.
dare you, Tom?
But I'm just saying, there are times when you don't feel like doing stuff, and I mean, there are times when you're going like, ah, geez, this is becoming a drag, and that's really what it is. Is that that's the problem. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4,
You
five,
actually can
six,
make money on YouTube. Good
10,
money if
11,
you do it
12,
right.
13, 14, 15.
Yeah,
Whistle track here,
I
whistle
had
track
that
here,
thought on there because
and then we put this
it
here
wants
and this
me
here.
to not much.
Okay, and I'm
You
now
know?
putting, yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, I keep telling my friend Kevin, I keep telling him and saying, hey, why don't you go to Patreon, start up your own account. You're an artist. You do this, and you can actually, you can actually do this and get yourself started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, interestingly enough, yeah, this is interesting how I've got this one laid out. I mean, this is interesting. A whistle track next to a whistle track, but they're facing in different directions. So yeah, and
Yeah.
we need the cosmetics. We need the railcraft cosmetic in here so we can make things look a lot nicer. But let me go ahead and finish this up over here, and then I've got all the grade crossings marked so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. Okay, so here's where we put the signals or the whistles there, and we put this here and this here. There's our
I'm
direction.
putting you.
Yeah, you're getting out of EU.
Yeah.
Yeah, because EU has its limitations too. But
It,
anyway, there,
it, it's a long time.
it's the wrong time of day, right? And that's what I'm just saying. Okay, now I
Trust me,
finished. I,
I'm
I,
putting.
I finished up this part, and now I'm going to finish out to the edge here, the edge of the town right now, where I'm at right now. We'll eventually turn it. We'll eventually make this, country roads,
I'm
which,
gonna right back, Ty.
yeah. But you see what I'm saying, Scotty, is that the game is so popular. It's creative. People tend to create level again, so I can at least do this.
Yeah.
So let's see. So that's what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we put down quarried blocks here. Okay, concrete.